What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we're checking back in on Banners of Ruin. This is a really cool card-based RPG with like an art style that's pretty peerless. I'm not gonna lie to you, this game's art style is absolutely intoxicating. It's a really cool looking game, and it manages to pave its own way without necessarily stepping on the toes of other things. Like, so what I've found is that like I've really started to avoid card games because like 90% of card games in the industry right now boil down to being like Slay the Spire copies with like one minor change. This game manages to actually be like its own fully fledged thing while adding a whole bunch of RPG mechanics. There's no relics or anything else like that. This is very much its own game. And so anyways, they've done a couple of updates right now. Since the last time we covered it like a year ago, they've been updating pretty frequently. Like, I see this one come up in my recently updated pretty often with major updates, and so it seems like the developers are dropping new features on in pretty quickly, and so I think that warrants another look. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and start a new game. If you wanted to get this game after watching me play it here today, you can look down below in the description. I have a link for you towards the early access, and then also you'll find links to my Discord, you'll find links to my Twitter, and like my Twitch stream and all that kind of fun stuff, so that you can get after me a little bit further and hear my stupid thoughts in even further depth, maximized quantity. Not necessarily, like, I try to make quality job one, but honestly, like, quantity is where I seem to fall on the overall list of things. So we've got characters right now. We got to decide who we want to play as. We've got bears and we've got mice for right now, and that's pretty much all that we have. It's up to you which ones you want to run. Bears tend to be like very heavy hitters, and then mice tend to have AoE damage and multi-strike attacks. And so anyways, we'll go with like one of each. Dude, he's got like that cool little cape right there, dude. I dig it. I like that they still manage, like, the bear is obviously the threat here, but like the mouse also has like the balled up fist, and he's got like the cloak looking all kind of roguey. Like, I like that they've managed to go with kind of an anthropomorphic style in this game without juvenilizing any of like the characters or whatnot. It's definitely not a cartoony game. Like, you could definitely see this fit into like a comic strip or something like that with darker themes. I dig it. Let's begin our campaign. Alright, so the basic way that this game works is there's 3 directions that you can travel in. This is how far down this area that you can go, so the surface at the end of this lane will allow you to modify your deck or your character's equipment. So really, you're trying to get this down to 0 all the way across. So we've got one more, it's like, so basically we got a wall on each side of us and we've got a tunnel in front of us, is the basic way that this works. And then if you get to a place that has like a T-junction or something, you might have different choices in different directions, and that'll kind of like revolve around where everything's at. You gotta kind of envision it in your head. We have 2 characters. We have Denver, the super awesome bear. He's a bear with a lot of hair. You guys remember that show, Denver the Last Dinosaur? Or am I just like obsessively old at this point? And then we've got Desolin as well. If you're wondering what these little symbols are, this is how much stamina they have. This is how much willpower they have. Stamina is used for playing attacks and playing cards. Willpower is used for playing special abilities that are independent of the cards that you have drawn in your particular hand. So anyways, we have no money right now. We have 2 characters in our party, and we have 16 cards in our deck. This is our map seed right here. Let's go down the Forgotten Tunnel. You emerge from the black and find yourself in one of the guard bunks. Where the devil did you come from? You can't be here. And so we found ourselves in a fight. Luckily, I'm not that scared. It looks like, so what does he have? Oh, he's got a greatsword, does he really? He's a mouse with a greatsword. I kind of dig that, dude. All right, so we got a couple of cards drawn here. We have like a normal strike, which is just 5 damage. We have guard right here. It looks like he's attacking the bear and he's attacking the mouse. All right. I don't know exactly how much damage they're going to be dealing. 8 damage is how much they're going to be dealing. We'll go ahead and throw a guard up on the mouse real fast. So he's got 11 right there. The armor is packed in based on your gear, and then you can add to it with cards and whatnot. We'll go ahead and with his 2 that's remaining, we actually don't have a lot of attacks to play right now. We may just have to stack up defense for a little bit. We can deal 10 damage if we smite somebody right here. So there you go, there's 10 damage, and then with a strike, we can bring him down nice and easy. It looks like the damage is now going out to the bear, so we'll swap to him. We're going to put up, what does take cover do? Banishing, I don't know what take cover does, but like I want to try it. Oh, it gives us another card, so we can actually cover somebody else too. Okay, well just put the armor on you. I mean, you're after all the bear, and we don't have anything else to play, so off goes the opponent's strike. We're going to take 8 damage right here, but it's only going to go to our armor, so we're in good shape. It looks like he's got safety in numbers once per turn. On turn start, if this character has 3 or more allies, their defense is raised to 10. Oh, that could be problematic. This is the special ability I was talking about right here. Our bear can purge all status effects off himself by being hearty and having a high constitution. Our mouse can basically, so for each hit in your next attack, you gain 3 charge, and then you remove fury from an enemy and gain 1 charge. Oh, you remove fury and charge from the enemy. Charge apparently makes it so that your damage is increased by the stacks of charge. And so it's kind of a momentum attack, I guess. We've got a kick right here. Select a target. If the position behind them is vacant, move them into it. I don't really want to do that. Instead, what I would like to do is I guess we'll triple attack right here. Didn't really do a whole lot for us because we didn't have a lot of charge. But that'll break his guard, which will give him charge. So honestly, I probably should have had him play the ability that gives the +2 damage, and then I think we could have finished this guy on this turn. Yeah. I think if we move this guy, it's going to mess with his attack. I'm pretty sure you can, if you're in the front line, you can only attack the front line, and if you're in the back line, you can only attack the back line. So I think this may actually cancel out his attack. Let's find out. Yeah, it did actually, so we actually evaded that guy. I think we can strike him, I think. Yeah, there we go. So we'll strike him right there. We can discard a card to gain some momentum. How much does he have left? Does he have 2? Okay, do momentum. And then we'll discard withdraw. And then we'll go ahead and play the longsword. And this should do 11 damage. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I've got the mechanic down. We've got 109 florins. Make sure you click this. If you don't click this, you don't get the money. It's just like Slay the Spire in that regard, where if you don't click the bonus right here, it does not auto-collect at the end of the fight. We can also gain a card because we got all of the numbers down to 0. So we can get Field Dressing, which removes bleeds and gives armor. So it's basically an upgraded version of the armor cards that we already have. We can get Solid Footing, which basically cashes in all of your turn-ins for a big chunk of armor. Or we can get Natural Selection right here. If the target opponent has more health than the active character, draw a card. If less health, discard a card. Okay. We don't really need more defensive cards, so I think I'm just going to move on. I don't want to add any of that on in there because we're already having trouble getting damage out. So we can enter the city. You open the hatch and enter the city. Okay, so we've got combat in all directions. We'll take the leftmost combat, I guess. 3 mice. Okay. I would sort of, where are all these attacks going? Most of them are going after the mouse, so I think if we withdraw after we attack, so that's going to cost me 1, and it's going to cost me a willpower, though. Okay. All right. Well, we'll go for a strike right here. Actually, no. You do the strikes. So there's a strike. And there's a strike. So there's a little bit of damage gone out. And then from right here, what I'd like to do, since most of the damage is focused on him, we're going to do Sharpened Steel right here. To get that bleed. And then we're going to withdraw so that he evades all of their attacks and only he takes any damage. Oh, he was still able to hit the back line. Okay, so apparently I was misinformed. Interesting. Okay, so I was under the impression maybe the spear allows you to hit the back line. Maybe that's what it is. Okay, so he took a little bit of damage right there. Where's our damage going right now? Our damage is kind of going around, but I think we can probably make a solid move. He's got longsword. Yeah, that was a pretty good ability right there. That was pretty good. We'll go with a guard on you. And then I guess we don't really have anything other than rush, so I guess I'll just kind of smack him up a little bit. Yeah, I think he's still going to take another 1 damage, but I guess that's life. Yeah, sometimes you can't get away from it. I made a play right there that I thought would work, and then it didn't work, so I guess I don't have as solid a grasp of the mechanics as I thought I had. But he's got a spear, so maybe that's what it is. The weapons actually do affect like where and what you can attack and whatnot. Let's see here. We can gain some momentum. We can do a strike. Yeah, just finish that little turd off, dude. 150 florins right there. And then we've got Deadly Harvest. Deal stacks equal to the number of crippled on your character. Oh, on opponents. So we can cripple them up and then detonate the cripples, basically. Toe-to-toe. Whenever this character attacks an opponent on the same lane, you gain 6 armor. That's pretty good. That's not bad. That's kind of like a snowball ability. You kind of want to get that running early on. It's pricey, though. If the active character is in the front rank, deal weapon damage. In the back rank, give momentum to an ally in the front. Okay, I like that card. That card's variable, so we can kind of like do multiple things with it. I'm a fan of that. A little bit further on down, we can talk to a mentor. And we can modify our deck. It looks like we have doggedness. It's not about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and get back up. Start your next combat with 15 armor. Okay. We can also get courage. So this is a chance to improve. Let's start with the extra armor, I guess. All right, so we have fight or flight. The way looks clear or does it? That'll actually advance our meter by 2 instead of by 1. This one right here, Blackfoot Agents. Another pair of Blackfoots move onwards through the streets. You recognize them from Black Church. They'll deal with any trouble that you'd rather not. Okay. And then these guys right here, these silly louts reek of booze and other wicked activities. Leave them to their devices and they'll probably pass out, but you could brush them aside if needed. Okay, well, we'll go with this guy right here. A fine opportunity to fleece these idiots for every penny that's on them. They'll face worse when they're disciplined. Nice. I'll take $300 right now. I'm all about $300. You want $300 right now, chat? Exactly. There is no person in this world that are like, hey, you want a free $300? They'd be like, nah, nope, don't need that in my life. What else do we have going on? A quick round. The heat of the city dries your throats and the strain of combat is taking its toll. We can get a 50% heal. We can get a talisman. An old gray hare sits at the merchant stall offering a wide selection of trinkets. Oof, I'm torn. Or we can take a combat to get some more XP because after all, we are going to be fighting bosses at some point. And I feel like if we get behind the difficulty curve, we're going to struggle. Let's heal him up. I'm a little bit worried about him. I made a bad play, and I think I need to resolve it. We've got a large crowd. A throng of people are in front of the market stalls. They're packed like sardines, bustling to make a trade. You can't get through them, so the left side is blocked for, X amount of time, but that might be a good thing. The weasel babbles at passersby, splattering them with spittle from his foaming mouth. He's clearly alarmed, but struggling to make sense. I think I'm going to get the talisman, because, those are all they're going to go away and expire, so the stall features an old green tablecloth on which a few dozen items sit, each no bigger than a mouse paw. Your gaze drifts to a group of wooden trinkets and then to one in particular, a crow's foot brooch. Hey, friend, that's what you think it is, the old hare whispers. Genuine hornbeam, ironwood, Black Church iron. After a brief pause, he continues, it ain't right what happened there to your people. He points to the brooch. Friend of mine gave me that half a lifetime ago. Met his end same as the tree that bore this, I expect, in flames. Then a longer, pensive pause. Take it. It should be with its own. Never did know how to wear it properly anyways. So start your next 3 combats with restoration. Or opponents in your next 3 combats start with 30% vitality, but you gain no gold or XP. I'll go with honor. Yeah, that sounds good. I don't want to lose those bonuses. Crazy Weasel's gone. A heavy patrol. Or we can do fight or flight over here. So this is going to be an elite combat, so this is going to be quite a bit harder. This is blocked for another 2 turns. It's still going to be here. Oh, I guess that this one isn't elite? It said a heavy patrol, so I figured it would be elite. Whereas these guys right here are a guaranteed elite combat. All right, let's go with these guys first. These guys are new. Oh, they're thugs. These guys aren't even with the government, dude. These guys aren't even with the government. All right. What do we have going on here? So we've got restoration. You gain vitality. Oh, cool. Nice. Okay. So these guys are going to hit for 8 damage apiece. Pretty beefy. Let's take time. We'll play a little bit of shieldy energy over here. We don't really have any attacks anyways, so that's pretty much all we have. Let's deal damage to this little guy in the middle. He seems to be the weakest, so if we can get him started, I feel like that's probably what I'm most excited about. I wonder if I can kick him back into the position, though. Try it. Let's see how that goes. I want to see if it cancels out his attack. Come on. Is it canceled? It did. It canceled out his attack. Nice. What is that right there? Vulnerable? 25% more damage from attacks? Wah, wah, wah. Feels bad. Okay, let's do... Do I have any multi-strike attacks? Okay, so I definitely want to play momentum. We'll throw out withdraw. We'll go for longsword on him. Nice. We'll go for a strike right there to kill him off. And then you strike right there. We've got a good start going. I think we'll be okay. Technically, I could play that to get rid of... No, it actually won't get rid of his weakness. Okay, I guess we'll just sit on it then. If you can't sell it, sit on it. They are really, really, really nerfing me right now, dude. I do not want to take this level of damage. I prefer not to anyways. So we've got 8 weapon damage right there. So there's our 8 weapon damage. We've got a hatchet going out. He can only play the hatchet, though, because he's the only one that has the hatchet available. But that'll break the armor and give him momentum so that rush is better played by him. Yep. Very nice. And so you can see how the cards kind of combo together with, like, various additive effects, which I really do appreciate. Just deal the 5 damage, I guess, and then we'll just pass the turn. He's not going to be able to deal enough damage to get through armor anyways. So I think we've got this one pretty much wrapped up. Like, this fight actually went a lot better than I thought, given the density of enemies that were around. We got some guards. Deal 6 damage if they're in the front rank, plus 4. Yep. Let's get our 10 right there, and then 8 right there, and that's an enemy vanquished. Oh, we picked up some armor. Nice. Okay, so we've got 125 bucks. We've got a card right here that we can pull on in. Deal weapon damage if the only opponent is left in lane, plus 10 damage. So that's basically like a finisher when you've got one guy left. That would actually be really good for single target against like bosses or finishing out really hard fights. It also doesn't like discard itself or kind of vanquish itself. So honestly, long-term probably remains useful. Wildfire deals 4 damage to everybody in their party, which might be good for stripping armor. I think flanking strike is probably what we want to go with here. And then we'll take the equipment too. All right, so from our loot, we've got an S-stock and we've got a short bow. What does the S-stock do? It's got 4 times 3 melee damage. Whenever this character receives damage from an attack, they deal damage equal to the stacks of retaliate back. Okay. Attackers using ranged weapons are not affected. Okay. Yeah, let's give that to the little mouse guy. I feel like an S-stock is, like, better for what he's trying to do anyways. I mean, the greatsword is cool. Like, I like being able to AoE everybody. But I'm not going to play around with the bow because I don't have anybody in the back line anyways. So I don't really see the point. So I guess we didn't get an armor right there. That's just the symbol that denoted that we picked up loot of some kind. We need to level up our dudes, though, so we can upgrade stamina or will. I'm going to recommend we get some more AP flowing. We can work on will in a little bit, but I do think that, you know, adding some more stamina so that we have better turn economy is a really, really good start. We also get to pick a special ability that comes only from being a bear. So we got Bull's Charge over here. Deal weapon damage if the target moved this combat. You give them 6 wounds and 3 vulnerability. Okay. Deal weapon damage times for every stack of Winded your character has. Okay. I haven't seen Winded come up just yet. Nefarious. Apply 5 bleed and draw 2 cards. That's pretty good because hand economy has really been an issue for us thus far. Like, I keep running out of cards before I run out of energy, and so I sort of feel like that's a smart play. We'll go for a little bit more right there. And then his special ability, we've got Reckless Burst. 3 times 3 damage to an entire lane. Shuffle an injury into your discard deck. Okay. We've got Bloodbath. Ruin a card. Changes a card into a ruin card. Ruining a card during the campaign is permanent, but temporary inside of combat. Okay, that's... Alright, that makes sense to me. Select a target, gain double their current stacks as brutality. Okay. Stamina cost of Bloodbath increases. Well, if we've only got that one card that applies bleed, so I don't feel like that has that much synergy for right now. Pick a card from your discard and move it to your hand, gain exertion. The next card this character plays gets banished. I think I'm going to go with Reckless Burst, dude. That seems like it could have some utility that might be interesting. We've got a Blackfoot Contact over here. A cloaked figure emerges from an alleyway. They reveal a crow's foot brooch under their lapel. Swig of the good stuff. We got a chance to heal right there, or we can take the Elite Combat. I bet the Elite Combat drops some dope stuff, dude. I kind of want to do it. There you are, a voice declares as you emerge from a stifling back alley. Run them down. Dude, I love the rotation they've got on this game's art style. It just, like, drips with atmosphere. Like, it's really, really, really cool. We'll stand our ground. Oh, Christ. This was a mistake. I should not have did this. This was a mistake. I should have ran for it. Oh, no. Yup. I should have ran for it. Oh, no. These guys are way more badass than we are. I should have played his ability first, too. What does he have left, too? Play your ability. There we go. We're gonna need that charge right there. We're gonna need that charge. If we don't have that charge, we're gonna have a bad time. Let's start focus firing somebody. Yeah, swap them back real quick. See if that helps. I have a bad feeling about this too. I didn't realize Elite Combats were this deadly. These things are gnarly. Oh my goodness gracious. We are getting banged on right now. We took 1 damage right there and it was 1/3 of our health. Okay, alright. I've learned an important piece of tactical information concerning this game. Well, we've got 14 damage on that. I don't know if that's what I want to use it for just yet. Swader, none of these front guys. What is that right there? Steady shot deals in a different 15 if this character's on the back. Oh, dude, it does 20 damage. Oh, no. All right, go out hard. Ah! I'm taking one of you with me. I will not die alone. I don't think we can use the short bow card because nobody has a short bow equipped. I'm not entirely sure why that's in my deck. Ow! So I guess these guys don't attack every single turn. Those dudes are going to move around. Okay. Oh, I had the wrong person selected on that one. And we got no attacks this time around, so that's bad. That's real bad. Guard up, I guess. Oh, no. If we survive this turn, I will be, like, intensely impressed. Hey, we survived the turn. Yay. Yeah, go ahead and S-stock that guy. Yep, stock him up. I gotta remember to keep swapping my characters. Go ahead and put a bleed on him real fast. And then round shield yourself. And then you take cover. Oh, he doesn't have a shield, so he can't take cover. All right, you take cover then. I don't think this is working out so great. As it turns out, being a rebel against the oppressive anthropomorphic king, in general, does not turn out so... No! My bear! He was so awesome. He was my dude. I don't think that's gonna help, but I figured I'd try. He doesn't have a hatchet. He can't run any of this stuff. Feels bad. Yay, we live for another turn for now. Yeah, like, obviously we should do that. Like, we gotta go hard in the paint out here and show them we're not gonna be bullied. Like, we already killed one of them, so it's not like, you know, it's not like they didn't lose everything in this fight. They lost the power of friendship. Like, they're just never gonna get that guy back right there. Like, Dave is gone, man. Dave's not here, man. Ow. Ah. The good news is we get to see what progression exists. Ah, we got a score of 70. What did we unlock? Oh, okay, so they kind of like add to it as well. Oh, we unlocked new weapons. Well, now I'm kind of glad we died because now you guys can see sort of the progressive elements that exist inside the confines of the game. Very cool. Apparently, we can recruit the weasel. Oh, we got to get him from the tavern, though. Okay, so these characters come from different places. So it looks like we've got mouse, bear, weasel, wolf, hare. Okay. All right, and beaver. Nice, dude. Okay, so I'm stoked about it. And as these guys tier up, I assume they unlock new cards. Oh, and they get passive abilities that they can add on in, too, to make them stronger as you go from game to game. I love it, dude. Such a cool little RPG, man. I like it. I dig it a whole lot. We'll start a new game off. But yeah, as of right now, I don't really see a whole lot of problems with this game. Usually critique is pretty easy and forthcoming with indie games. You know, there's good indie games that have like flaws and things of that nature, but I really like what they've got going right here. Like, it's a cool game that manages to stand on its own 2 feet without stomping on the toes of other card games that exist, which really is a big problem in indie gaming right now. Like, everybody just wants to make like a Slay the Spire copy. And so anyways, there's so many card games and things coming out that I like that there's one right here that's sort of leaning into a very cool atmospheric art style. It has its own thing going on with kind of the rank swap system. It has like cool card combos and different things in it that work differently from Slay the Spire. It's done a very, very good job blazing its own trail, which I think is like a really, really good thing. Ooh, we can get a salve. Ooh, a Blackfoot stash. Do they have anything inside there? What does it do? You see a familiar symbol. Your brothers have been here. Oh, so you can leave a card for a different run right there. Okay. All right. We'll keep it where we're at for right now, but I like that the mechanic was shown. I mean, honestly, I think that there could be a little bit more animation to the characters when they're, like, attacking and stuff, but frankly, that's, like, a really, really... That's a super, super minor critique. You know what I mean? Like, that's not really that big of a problem. The game looks great. It plays great. It feels great. Oh, he's got a little scale mail on this time. So apparently some aspect of your loadout is randomized each time you go as well. He's the one that's got the hatchet and the shield this time, and he's got the armor on, and this guy is light and has more AP. Cool. I like it. Well, anyways, my name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of indie games every single day. This is Banners of Ruin, a definite game to keep an eye on if you're looking for a card game that tends to focus a little bit heavier on RPG progression and atmosphere and art style, which I do think is kind of sorely lacking in that entire realm or nebulous of games. I'll see y'all next time. Thank you for stopping on in. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and that's all I got for you. Bye-bye.